Welcome everyone. We are continuing on. We're up to page 6 already in the road trip book. So I have page 6 and there's just a few flaps to cut for that, not too many. So the left hand flap is going to be 7 7/8 by 6 1/2. See, B is 7 7/8 by 5 1/2. C, now these are pockets and they're going to go underneath the B flap. So you need 2 of them. Flap C is 4 15/16 by 4 15/16. I didn't write the second one. It's a square. So 15/16 is just one line before the 5. So I need 2 of those squares. D is 8 is our pocket, 8 7/8 by 5. All right, so let's score this. All right, flap A. I'm going to have the 6 1/2 inch side facing the top. Flap B is going to have the 5 1/2 inch side facing the top. Scoring at 1/2 inch. Okay, so our C pockets, since they're square, we can just score 3 sides, any 3 sides. Same with the other C pocket. And these 2 pockets are going to hold a graphic 45 rectangle tag. If you don't have that, you can make something that just sticks out of the pocket and has like a pull on the end. So let's see, D is our pocket on the inside, and so we're going to start with the side that we're going to have open facing the top. And that's our long side, the 8 7/8 side. Okay. So let's get these taped up. Very good. Now, before I tape our pockets, I just want to hold it under here. If they're going to go underneath of this B flap, so I just want to hold it so that inside the score line here, and this one would go like that, and it fits. This score line, that score line, and these 2 score lines overlap, so it fits just exactly right. So before you go taping and sticking that down, you just want to make sure that that is going to fit. I had to do a lot of playing around with it. Turns out that the rectangle tag, and I put a note on my cut list, You just have to cut a little bit off the end of that to make it fit inside this pocket. And that's just the 8.5-inch size of this book. It just two side by side didn't quite fit. You just have to take like a little 1/16 of an inch smidge off of each tag. But you play around with that when you get there. Okay, so let's bring out our page, and we have 6 in our upper left-hand corner. Okay, and my left flap here gonna look like this. I'm going to round these. Just think it'll look better. Okay. So, where'd my garbage go? Ugh, I left it in the other room. Okay. So this goes on the left-hand side. I'm going to turn my page a little bit so I can see. Top and bottom just has a little 1/16 of an inch leeway showing, and I'm going to use my thumbs to make this flush across the bottom. Just like that. Okay, and then B. Well, let's see. Before we put this down, let's put our pockets on it first, and then we'll put it all on there at once. Okay, so let's take our 2 C's and cut the corners. A little bit shy there. Here we go. Okay. Fold these. All right, so let's take our first pocket and take that bottom backing off. Okay. Okay, so these pockets are gonna go on the underside so that we look like we're just pulling out a tag on the top. So we've got the flat side facing up, our bend here. This is what we're going to use as a guide, this bottom score line. And we're going to put this right under here. Actually, let me see how much room we have. Okay, so we're going to have a little bit of space at the top here, which is just fine because we're going to have some paper there showing. And I want to get right to close to this score line, but not right on top of it. So just leave a little bit of space so this flap can fold over. So I have like an 1/8 of an inch gap right there and like about 1/4 at the top. I'm not taking my sides off yet, so in case this one doesn't line up right, let me just hold this here and make sure it fits. Yeah. Okay, so I'll take the bottom off. Hold it right up there, and it's going to be flush with this other pocket at the top and right here on the side. Okay, there, and when I'm happy with that, I can take off my sides. If you want, you could wait to take off your sides actually until you put a little piece right here. That's what I would recommend, because otherwise you're going to need to cut 2 pieces. So let me put this back just to notice that. I mean, you could do it either way, but just looking at it, it makes sense to hold off on peeling this off because your pocket will stay on here. Okay, and that way, when you put your paper down, you'll just need a little strip right here. You can put it down and then put these. Otherwise, you'd have to have a separate strip and a separate strip. You know, you want it to go inside the pocket just a little bit. So we're going to leave those sides off for now, and let's put this down. Okay, so let me orient myself. This is the top of the paper. We're going to put it right here. I'm going to make it flush with the edge of my pocket page. Okay, would look like that. And now we can put our pocket on the inside. So we're lining it up on the sides, and I want to leave a little extra room on this right hand side. The left will come up to that crease, not going over, just like a little bit of space there, but a little tiny bit more space on this side, because this has to go over top of that. And there's a lot of thickness here. I may wind up using one of our bigger magnets. Let's see how that goes. So I'm going to take this side off. Okay. Looks good. Now I'm going to pull out one of these rectangle tags so I can show you. Where did they go? I've got the small ones. Here they are. So here are our rectangle tags by Graphic 45. They're not the fat ones. They do have some really wide tags too. But this would fit in here. Huh, that fits. I don't need to trim anything off. Let's see if it fits over here. Yeah, fits in there perfect. Sometimes I'm off by a little bit and you want it to slide easier, you can just take a little bit off and no one would notice. So I'm gonna put those there. That way you can see what it'll look like. Oopsie. It's gonna look like this. So let's get our magnets placed down. All right. So flap A, I'm gonna put a magnet on both ends. Tape, tape, where are you? Here it is. Okay. The plastic on this pack is so thick. Not normally like this. Okay. Come on. Hey, give me trouble. Okay. This is a bad batch for sure. This negative is really a positive. I'm just going to open up another pack. That one was giving me a headache for the last couple pages. Take this, fold it over, and press that down. Okay, so that's going to go like that. For this side, let's see what we need. I am debating. Let's try putting a magnet here and here and see if that's enough. Because this is kind of heavy, actually. Let's just go with the big ones to be extra sure. So these are a little bigger. you can try it if you don't have these. You can try it with the smaller ones and see, but I just, from experience, this is pretty heavy and I want a little extra hold. Before I tape it down, I just want to make sure that it'll work. It should work. Now, don't forget, this tape, when you take it off the pocket, will be holding this down. So yeah, I like that. And since these are bigger, I'm going to use my 3/8 inch. But like I said, try it with the smaller magnets. It may work because you're going to have, you know, 2 on each, on the top and bottom. I'm pretty sure it would work. And that is it for page 6. Looks good. So let's, I will show you the decorations for it. Okay, so here is page 6. So I had a piece of paper from the Craft Consortium. This speed limit 5 miles an hour. I don't know if you could see it. Let me bring it closer. Right up there. That's one of the cutouts. So I put it up there because I didn't really need it as a tag to hold anything open or closed. The tags, I put the stamped metal tire print there on the front and back. No, the back has, that's Craft Consortium. All right, this was from the patterns pack, and it might be on the back of one of the sheets also. Here's a piece of rust. This was from the Craft Consortium. This is one of the design papers from the 12 by 12 collection, and it just says Ford 1934, and I cut it so that would be showing. I didn't want to cut it in the middle, so cut it right up to the edge here and then put it on. And I believe it came from this paper, so I wanted this car to be on there, that to be on there. So like I said, you take your 12 by 12 paper, lay it on here, and put a little pencil mark where the car is. And then this is from the Craft Consortium. And then they made these books with leftovers, so you can do with, they don't have to use the exact same papers, but see what you've got left over and put some things in there. And that was it. That was pretty easy page. This was the pullout. This was a piece left over from here. That's the rust piece from the Craft Consortium that I used on the pocket. And that is it. The next page is our triangle angled pocket page, so stay tuned for that.